Hello, this is my review on Doctor Strange, 2016 Benedict Cumberbatch one. Another one from the movie. Um, Now, this film, I just want to say I like it, but I have problems, but first, maybe we should talk about the story. Or should we talk about the problem first? Or both? How about we both? Okay. One of my problems is with the film that whole thing's it's the pacing. It feels very, very rushed. Like, you know how the third act of Man of Steel felt rushed? Well, this is basically how the third. Remember how let me confuse that. The third act of Man of Steel felt rushed, but nothing compared to this, which is the whole three-act structure of the film that's rushed. That feels rushed. The story, the action, the character development of Doctor Strange, and the character interactions all feels rushed. And I mean, and I mean, it's not a bad movie, but I think it could have been a better movie. The film just showed some restraint, like some control over the pacing, you know. But that's not what we got. So, yeah. So after the Asian one faced off all these henchmen and the big boss guy, we cut to Doctor Strange performing surgery, and we see his not so subtle quirks. Like, it's look. It's not that they're not that they feel. When I say not so subtle, I mean they're not subtle, but they don't feel completely organic as a natural delivery. They feel very rushed quirks, and they don't feel like they're they feel like they're mentioned to as not really feel. They feel like they're not trying to establish character, but just trying to make the audience laugh instead of establishing character quirks. So, yeah, so we see he's a doctor. That Strange is actually, that's not, I'm kidding, that's his actual name, Doctor Strange. That's also his superhero name, Doctor Strange. Doctor Stephen Strange. Doctor Strange. Um, you know, let's talk about the coloring. The coloring is not bad unless you don't have your TV settings set right. And you might want to get you definitely want to have 2020, at least 2020 visions, and then set your TV settings for set, right? So you can enjoy and appreciate the film in its full glory. Okay? Because, the color is not good, but it's not bad. It's just average by Marvel standards. What makes it average that it's lacking the black value in the shadows. The shadows are lacking the black value. So the colors don't pop as much. But you know, it's not perfect. But you know, you make what you do, what you can do. You make what you have with. I'm thirsty, so I'm just gonna drink something. Because my throat is dry. So, yeah, he gets into a car accident, and while he's looking at some sort of MRI while driving very fast, so in his hands, all of the nerve endings and his hands, both of his hands are damaged, seriously damaged. So he goes to physical therapy and spends all this money on different surgeries, but nothing helps. Then he talks to this guy who he got help from this one called Ancient One, because this guy used to be paralyzed, but then he got help from the Ancient One somehow, and he was able to walk again. So he goes to the Ancient One. The Ancient One introduces him to the multiverse, and it's actually the for as batshit insane as the film this scene is, it's actually the one time where we see the film restrain itself, show some restraint for the pacing, and it's beautiful. I just wish the rest of the film was more like that. So after we see the glimpse of all the multiverse, Jock Strange begs the Ancient One to teach him. She says no and kicks him out. So she was just showing him that just to screw with him. But she ends up changing her mind, the Ancient One. Yeah, the Ancient One's a she, not a he, like in the comics. Oh, and the Ancient One is not ancient, like in the comics. Oh, and the Ancient One is not ancient, as in old, like in the comics. The Ancient One's middle age. Well, she looks middle age, or maybe it's just the haircut, maybe she's in her 30s. Mid to late 30s, I don't know. Anyway, brings up was like, why calling her the Ancient One at all? if she's not going to be ancient, like old. You know? Let's show she's still likable and has good character interactions with Doctor Strange and all the other character, all the good character development. Character interactions, and she really is the character that puts Doctor Strange into his place. As in saying that he's not all that smart as he thinks he is. And, so, yeah. Doctor Strange gets learns to be, a Sorcerer Supreme very quickly. No montages, we don't see his struggles or his falls or his flaws as a human being. All that stuff happens in montage or in brief moments or off screen. That's my another problem with it. So, yeah. Yeah. So, he eventually gets a hang on the whole sorcerer stuff. So he starts reading every book in the library, and the one he wants to read the Ancient Ones books, because he read all the other books, but he's not allowed to because the rules. But he does it anyway. Then he realizes that what he's in is actually a cult, but he's a little in denial about the cult because it's a cult. And his ex-girlfriend mentions how he joined a cult and she's patching him up from after he's mortally wounded, and he's completely in denial that's a cult. And she says, it sounds like a cult. And he says, well, I have a cult meaning. So he just gave up. He just like completely gives up. He admits that he's in a cult. He has the cult meaning, he says. So, it's mostly made for laughs, that scene. And, the reason why what they're drilling trying to take down this guy called Dormammu, who's from the Dark Dimension. Yeah, it's pretty far out there. You might want to need drugs to understand this if you're not a comic book fan, because the film doesn't do that good of a job explaining this to you. It explains the stuff like Batman and Robin explains the freeze ray and how to stop it. So very briefly. Then bad guys attacked after Doctor Strange wants out, so he can't get out now because bad guys are attacking. Then this red cape that has artificial intelligence. Well, not artificial intelligence, actual intelligence, because it can think for itself. Chooses Doctor Strange and helps him out. And then the main bad guy reveals a little dirty secret that the Ancient One's been keeping, that she draws powers from the Dark Dimension, which is wrong. Agent was completely in denial, but lies to Doctor Strange after he confronts her. So then, more bad shit things stuff happens. The bad guys breaks free, and more bad guys attack, and Doctor Strange learns his power, which puts, puts a spell, which they're in a different dimension that some sort of thing called the mirror dimension, means they can't kill any civilians or do any collateral damage, but they can still kill them. So they run, and then Agent One reveals her true colors, revealing to everyone that she lied to, including Doctor Strange. And the guys both of them are horrified that she really does draw powers from the dark dimension. So after Agent One kicks him out, she's then mortally wounded after stopping the battle temporarily. She doesn't want to go back to her physical body after Doctor Strange talks to her, and she said she feels like it's her time to die, even though she could easily just go back into the body. You know, it just feels, the whole thing feels very rushed and very sloppy, how it explains itself. And yet, okay. So this is another plot hole. This is a little bit of is it a plot hole continuity? I don't want to say it's continuity here, not plot hole. Like the Ancient One says, she can never see into Doctor Strange's future. Yet in the Endgame, she mentions how she can see Doctor Strange's future. It just very bothers me, that kind of stuff, you know? But anyway, Ancient One dies, blah blah blah. Doctor Strange and what's left of the cult is up to them to stop the bad guys and save the day and that kind of good stuff. Doctor Strange has everyone set in loop except for the cult and himself, and well, not in loop, and rewind. And because they failed the first time, so he's giving them a second chance to fight and win. That doesn't go as well as it doesn't go as well as he was hoping. So he puts the Earth into loop and Dormammu into loop, and make Dormammu, who's bitch, prisoner for many years to come. And he can, Dormammu can kill him, can torture him, but it'll just keep on repeating the same cycle, and everyone on Earth will live. So unless he wants to make a bargain with Doctor Strange, that's just how things are now. And Thomas is pissed, and he can't take much more of this. And Doctor Strange makes a great speech of this very hero speech how he can lose, but not win. So Dormammu agrees to make a bargain with him. So his bargain is to leave Earth and never return, as in leave this realm and never return. I guess not just this Earth, this realm, which the Earth takes place in. So yeah, then he makes an enemy of one of the people in the cult who leads the cult, and who's now hunting down all the sorcerers and taking away their chi, as in also known as their power, and stuff. Taking away all their magic and stuff, and making them all helpless and crippled stuff. cripples and stuff and helpless and stuff. We find this out at the end credits after all the credits roll. And Doctor Strange is now the Sorcerer Supreme and has fulfilled the. Don't worry, I'll get that whatever that thing that dropped later after this video, okay? Doctor Strange is now the Sorcerer Supreme, which was the ancient one used to be until she died. And she had plans to make him the Sorcerer Supreme anyway, so he's now filling that role. And he's now learned how to use his hands again, with summoning magic to make his hands function. Oh, and Thor makes a cameo, which ties into Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, this thing does seem a little crowded and very rushed. Almost completely. But that's kind of what makes it a little fun. Even though, it's everything what you shouldn't do in an origin story. Yet it somehow managed to pull a rabbit out of his ass, as in pull a miracle. It's not a great movie, but it's not a bad movie. It's just an average movie. Overall, I'm giving this a 5 out of 10. I hope the sequel shows more restraint and tells a more coherent story. I don't know, but you can only hope for the best.